Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be unboxing the Mythos Tarot by Helena Elias. Now, what first drew me to this deck. There we go. What first drew me to this deck was the artist behind it. Now, I'm a huge fan of Piper CJ's Night and Its Moon series, and on Instagram, Helena Elias is the one that created illustrations of the characters in those books, and they're very similar. This is her artwork right here on the front of the box, and I love it. It's so beautiful, and it's so just fascinating to me, and the whole Greek gods and everything, that's always been really fascinating to me too. So this kind of seems like a perfect deck to like study with, to like, you know, get to know the Greek gods a little bit, because the guidebook in here is going to be key, I believe, with the illustrations and everything, because you know, if you study Greek mythology and stuff like that, you probably know all of them. I myself have dabbled in it a little bit, but I don't know that much about them, which is why I wanted this deck, and I think it's really exciting to add it to my collection. As with all of my decks, if you want to get a reading with it after we've like unboxed it and everything, that's totally an option that you can have. You know, comment on the video, send me a message on either of the socials, or you know, book one directly on my website. All of that will be available. But for now, we're just gonna open the deck. You can see brand new, still in the packaging. We just gotta break that seal right there. I don't have my scissors with me right now, so it's just gonna have to be a little bit of unwrapping here. There, we broke a little hole in it. You can see the little plastic is coming off, and we're gonna get into this beautiful deck. Now, I did have a $25 gift card for Amazon, so I actually paid like $1.85 for this deck. So that makes it even better, you know. Perfect deck, beautiful collection, everything, you know, gift cards. Gives us an excuse to get stuff that we might not have gotten otherwise. So that's like one little thing about it. I did pay for it with mostly a gift card. But you can see here, the box is like double, two different pieces. So we just have to take the top off there, and we'll set it aside. You can see that there. I'm gonna set it over on the side, and that same illustration is on the book, and you can see already how detailed this book is. You've got the cards right here. You've got the like judgment right here is Athena, and it shares the information about her, and it's kind of like, it's almost 3 pages. Like, it's definitely 2 pages there, 2 solid pages that shares all the information about it. So like I said, that's going to be key with this deck, is you're going to read the guidebook, you know, to study it with as well. And that's another thing about my written readings. Now, if you've received one from me, you know that most of the time I will be sharing the guidebook with you in those readings, because I think it's important to share what the artist behind the deck did or was thinking when they created the actual deck. So that will definitely be something that I share with this deck if you want a reading with it. And I'm really excited to see what the illustrations are. You know, you're seeing them the same time I am, so I have not seen this deck yet. You can see there, it's got that white little piece of paper around it. That will probably end up breaking within a couple days. We'll take that off very carefully so it doesn't break yet. I had one on like my Modern Rune Oracle, like paper like that lasted for years, and then one day it just kind of snapped. Okay, we have the deck out of the box, and you can see here on the side it's golded edges, so that's very beautiful. It sparkles and everything. There are the backs of the cards, so you can very much either read these upside down or upright or reversed. Very easy to do that with. And we're going to start right here with the Fool, that is Pan, and work our way through. Now I'm just going to be showing you illustrations. You know, if I see one that really inspires me to talk, I'll do stuff like that. But you know, I don't know, like I said, that much about Greek gods and stuff like that, which is why I wanted this deck and I wanted to study it. So we're just going to look at the illustrations and we're going to see them, you know, as I see them. And if it calls to you, you know, I'll put that link in the description below where you can purchase it for yourself. There is the Fool with Pan. You can see all the green and everything there. It's full of life and happiness. You know, he's got his little it's not a flute, it's something else. He's got his like musical instrument there, you know, so he can lead others and, you know, create the life that he's happy about. Then the Magician is Hecate. That's another thing about me, I probably pronouncing things incorrectly, so bear with me. You have that illustration there. Hera is the Empress. I don't know if they're sticking together or what. Maybe they're in there backwards, or I'll find the High Priestess in here somewhere. They seem to be mixed up in here, which is really interesting. So maybe like it was in the plastic, so we know that it's new, but like there you already have the Empress. Ah, there we go. Yes, they are sticking together. That is the issue there. I don't know if this one's sticking together too. There we go. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, the Magician. Then the High Priestess is Persephone, and you have her right there. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Like I said, I love this woman's work. She is so talented, like so creatively talented to be able to draw stuff like this. You have Hera as the Empress right there. And Zeus makes a lot of sense for the emperor right there because, you know, Zeus is the one that created all the Greek gods. He's like the father of all of them. So absolutely, Zeus is a perfect emperor, I feel. Dionysus is the Hierophant, you know, Greek god of wine and like happy pleasures and stuff like that. So that's an awesome illustration there. You have the Lovers as Aphrodite. Yes, as little as I know about the Greek gods, these are making a lot of sense. So there we have the Lovers as Aphrodite. Apollo as the Chariot. You know, he's the messenger to the gods. He's the god of Mercury. So that chariot kind of makes sense. Communication will get us to where we want to be as we drive our chariots. Then we have Strength as 8 and Atlas, and you have Atlas there holding up the world, so he's definitely strong. Hermit is Hermes. You got that illustration right here. Spending time alone in solitude to learn the secrets of our soul. I can see there I've already got Justice there, so I know the Wheel of Fortune is hiding behind the Hermit. This deck is definitely new. It's never been you know, held before after it's come out of the printer, so really awesome at that about that. There's the Hermit. And there is the Wheel of Fortune, and you've got Demeter right there in that illustration. Justice is Themis. You've got that illustration as well. Then we have, okay, yeah, this is a little bit difficult because they're sticking together so much. Upside down, Prometheus right there is the Hanged Man. You've got Death as Thanatos. Again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. The more I work with this deck, the more I study it. You know, that's the point. It's about learning. And as a Sagittarius myself, learning is my favorite thing to do. So I'm really excited to learn all about these Greek gods in this deck. So there is Death. Does Death have something? Nope. Temperance is the one that follows Death in the major arcana sequence. And there we have Artemis as Temperance. You know, I said I was a Sagittarius. We got right to that card that's astrologically connected to Sagittarius. So that was a fun little thing. The Devil is Hades, you know, the king or god of the underworld. That one makes a whole lot of sense. Very dark, creepy card there. Poseidon is the Tower. So that one's really interesting. Got that illustration. And Nyx would be the star, and you have her right there. Again, like just the artwork on this. There's not a lot to go with your intuition. Like I said, if you know Greek mythology, then this deck, you can work with it fantastically. It's just the artwork in it, I just fell in love with, and it's just beautiful. So you have that illustration there with all the stars and everything, that hidden talents, that darkness turning to light, because there was the tower, you know, with Poseidon, it seeing the ocean of emotion and like running that, ruling that ocean. So when you overcome the tower feelings, overcome that darkness, like I said in last week's video, that's where the star really shines, because you've got nowhere to go but up. So there is the star. And Selene is the moon. Now this illustration, I said when I first started unboxing this deck, I fell in love with her work because she works very closely with Piper CJ when it comes to making artwork for her Night and Moon in its Moon series. And the moon there with Selene really looks like one of the characters from the Night and its Moon. If you've read those books, I believe this would be Amorous, because she's even got the scar across her eye and that really paleness, because, you know, she's from the moon, she's from the sky, like it's just beautiful. And then you had the sun as Helios. Got that illustration right there. Judgment would be follow the sun in the major arcana sequence, and you have that illustration as well with Athena. It's a beautiful illustration of Judgment. Then we have the world, so we've hit the major arcana sequence, all of the cards. You've got Gaia there as the world. Awesome illustration of the world and a perfect representation of it, because Gaia, you know, she is the earth and that is our world. So that's beautiful. And then the Ace of Wands. Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce dude's name. You've got the illustration right there. And we have the Two of Wands. I see the 4 is there, so I know the Three of Wands, my favorite card of the tarot, is underneath the 3 or the 2 of Wands. You have the 3 of Wands right there. The 4 of Wands, Hestia. You have that illustration. Zalus is the 5 of Wands. I like the fact that it's mixed like masculine and feminine. The energy of this deck, I feel the very feminine because it's very beautifully done, but there's a lot of illustrations here. It's very much masculine as it is feminine, which is a perfect balance. You got Nike there as the Six of Wands. Really interested about learning about Nike. Is that where the shoe company got the name? It's the Greek goddess Nike. The Seven of Wands, you've got that illustration here as well. Kind of makes me think of like nature and fertility and stuff like that with the bunny right there. And in Atlantia, or Atalanta, yeah, that sounds right. You've got her as the Eight of Wands, you know, running into what you're passionate about, aiming those arrows to what you want to achieve, and dealing with the craziness and hustle bustle that comes with it. The Nine of Wands is here with Bia or Bia. There's the Page of Wands, so the Ten of Wands, the card of feeling overwhelmed by those passions, is right there with Iris. We've got the Page of Wands right here with Hemera. Hemera? Yeah, that sounds right. Got Hemera right there. And hiding under her is Hercules as the Knight of Wands. The Queen of Wands is Psyche. You have that illustration there. And hiding underneath Psyche is the King of Wands as Cronus. So we're to the Suit of Coins, also known as the Suit of Pentacles and the Suit of Earth now. And there you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Coins, not Wands. We just got through the Wands. There's the Wands. Now we're to the Coins. Earthly pleasures and material happiness. The Two of Coins is right here. I have all the cards going places. There we go. The Two of Coins. The Three of Coins, the Mirai. The Mirai, actually, I think that is, and the illustration definitely makes me think this. It is the Mother, Maiden, and Crone. You have the Mother here, the Maiden here, and the Crone here. So all the, you know, the trilogy, the triquetra, that kind of energy right there with the feminine energy of the three. There's the Four of Coins right here. The Five of Coins, you have that illustration as well. You can't see her face because she's, you know, she's sad. She's down on her luck and not as financially successful as she'd like to be. Then we have the Six of Coins right here. The Calliope as the Seven of Coins in this illustration. Then we have the Eight of Coins right here. And I know there's a card hiding underneath the Nine of Coins because you see 8 and 10. So the Nine of Coins is hiding right underneath Chiron right there. Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles, that hard work. Yeah, I definitely understand Chiron a little bit. He was like the Greek god of wounds, and he was helping Hercules like overcome his, I guess. I'm not good with the stories. And then Hercules' arrow like hit him, so he ended up dying of a wound. Even though he's helping others overcome their wounds, he wasn't able to overcome his own, which is a really sad story. There's the Nine of Coins and the 10 of Coins. It's the 10. Then we have the Page. I like the coloring of the page. It's not dark per se, but it does seem very dark, like that red, the color of blood. It's very interesting. We've got the Knight of Coins here as Zephyrus or Zephyros. Rhea would be the Queen of Coins. And the King of Coins is the Hyperion, and you've got that illustration right here. And he's holding on to a couple cards right behind him, if I can get them apart without hurting them. You know, this deck is like extremely new, extremely shiny, because all the cards want to stick together, which is really fun. I bet it smells really interesting too. Yep, it smells like a new book almost. You know, maybe one day when it comes to videos, you'll be able to smell things through it. We'll call it smell-o-vision. I'm sure I'm not the person that came up with that, but you know, future goals, television and videos and stuff that you can actually smell, the smell-o-vision. There you have the King of Coins, and then we move to the Suit of Cups. So the swords will complete this deck. Pontos there as the Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups is someone I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but you have that illustration right there. The Three of Cups is the Graces. So it's kind of like that one of the Three of Coins, you know, the Mother, Maiden, and Crone, and there's the Graces as three characters together. Because, you know, we're better together. We have the Four of Cups right here with Styx. We've got one there that's stuck again. The Five of Cups, you know, focused on what's been lost and not seeing what still remains. The Six of Cups right there. the Seven of Cups. You have that illustration. You know, he's got his eyes closed. He's really thinking about what choice he wants to make next. You know, what cup is going to fill him up with happiness, what passion, what emotionally is going to fulfill his cup up moving forward. He's got to make that choice because he's got many in front of him. The Eight of Cups is right here. Got that illustration. And the Nine of Cups. I love that. I love the colors of this illustration. It's kind of like flowing emotion, that kind of thing. And this is the wish card of the tarot. So it says go down into that ocean of emotion. Really ask yourself what wish you want to make true. Learn from the past and, you know, find what emotionally fulfills you. Then the Ten of Cups is right here in this illustration. There's the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups, Morpheus. Morpheus is holding the Queen of Cups, prisoner. There is the Queen of Cups, and that is Phoebe. There is a bird out there. It's kind of like, it's really little and it's brown and white, and I don't know if it's named after the Queen of Cups or not. She built a nest in our window, or attempted to, and she's just so excited about it. She was screaming at the top of her lungs at like right before the sun came up every day. So we put something in the window to, you know, talk her out of building one there. And I haven't seen her for a while, but I really hope that Phoebe the bird found somewhere like to build a nest to start her family and everything that wasn't our window screaming at the top of her lungs. Google that sometime, look up that sound, and you'll know what I mean about not wanting to be woken up by that. King of Cups is right here. And you've got Coeus, apparently, as the King of Cups. Then we're to the Suit of Swords, and the Chaos is the Ace of Swords. Nemesis is the Two of Swords. Eros is the Three of Swords, and you have that illustration right there. So far, so good with the names on these. Apparently, the Suit of Swords, I'm better at pronouncing the names. They're easier. Hypnos is right here as the Four of Swords. Eris is the Five of Swords. I've actually heard of many of these as well. So there is Eris. And there is Eos. I bet they are related in Greek mythology. So you have those illustrations. The Erinyes are the Seven of Swords. You got three different characters there as the Seven of Swords. And then the Eight of Swords is Medusa. Beautiful illustration. I love Medusa. She's, you know, she was wrongly treated like that. Like, I don't know her story that well. I'm really hoping that guidebook, you know, shares more about her. Phobos is the Nine of Swords. Now he's got his inner demons that's keeping him awake at night. I don't know how I did that. Like, see that blue that is on there? That is really pretty, and I don't know what is causing that. There you had the Nine of Swords, like I said. Here is the Ten of Swords. The Page of Swords. That one is very, very, very dark. But when you're taking the time to look within your mind, really trusting your mind to begin something new, looking for that useful information that the Page of Swords represent, you know, you've got to face a little bit of darkness from within in order to begin trusting your mind more. Aries is the Knight of Swords. You have that illustration there. He's hiding the Queen of Swords. What's with the knights wanting to hide the queens behind him? There's the Knight of Swords. There's Circe as the Queen of Swords. We have that illustration. And then we complete with Uranus as the King of Swords right there. So that is the Mythos Tarot. You know, all the illustrations in it. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I wouldn't say this is a very intuitive deck, but it's a knowledge deck. It's a study deck. I have a few of those decks because I take a lot on that I probably shouldn't. That Ten of Wands that we talked about, feeling overwhelmed, that is my deacon. It's the third deacon of Sagittarius. So I am known for taking too much on, being overwhelmed by all the irons in my fire. And this is an iron that is definitely going to be in my fire now. So we've got the guidebook here. I thought I'd go through it really fast, like just pick a card at random to like share what it shares about it. And apparently we're going to go with the Knight of Coins because that's the one I opened to. It's not quite as long as the others, so you know, you don't have to sit and listen to me talk as much as I would. So Zephyros, and it's got the illustration here of the same card, and it says God of the West Wind. So we know what god he is now, and so that's going to be in this guidebook. It's share all the different information about it, and this is what it shares about Zephyros. Zephyros was one of the 4 seasonal wind gods the Anomi, bringing in the west wind and the first signs of spring. So interesting that this is the one that comes up. Like, I've just flipped to this in the book because spring for us in the northern hemisphere is very much here right now. So Zephyros is kind of the energy of the season. He competed for the love of a young man with Apollo, ultimately succumbing to jealousy and generating a tragic end to the rivalry. So that's a little bit of information there. You know, you can always go online as well and learn more about these characters. And then Risen, right there is that word, and you've got the keywords there: efficiency, hard work, responsibility, loyalty, small goals, and mundane tasks. So that gives us back to the Knight of Coins energy, the one that is willing to put in that hard work even if it gets boring and mundane at times. And when it comes to spring, you know, you're planting those seeds, wanting them to grow to fruition, you know, so that you can harvest them around like late August, early September. And it's not always fun. It's kind of boring sometimes, and you've got to put in that work. That's what the King of Coins tells us. It says, as the bringer of the west wind and spring, hard work and diligence to duty comes with the spirit of Zephyros. This everyday duty may manifest in your life as routine and a kind of general hard work you experience in your day-to-day life. Even when the winds seem mild and their constant blowing repetitive, over time you will reach your goals. Success can happen in a quiet but equally lovely way. And then Fallen. So I assume the Fallen is the reverse version. And a lot of books and stuff, things don't really share the reversed. And so that's really cool that they've added that in there. And the reverse little keywords there are boredom, apathy, impatience, disenchantment, and feeling stuck. You know, you're letting that negativity come in. You're not focused on what you want to achieve, you're not willing to do that hard work and effort, then you're not going to find it. And here's what it shares about the reversed of Zephyros and the Knight of Coins. Zephyros is in the fallen position, indicates a reversal of his diligence and godly dedication to bringing the wind. You may desire rewards and recognition without having the willingness to put in the mundane work that is needed. Be inspired by the quiet commitment of Zephyros in his duties, ensuring that you can see the eventual beauty of spring at the end of your journey. There is also a mischief to the winds. You may be able to bring joy back to your tasks by letting a little bit of spontaneity surround you without you veering off course. So not only does it give you that reverse message, and I know I will be the first to admit I definitely can empathize with that negative aspect. You know, in this day and age, we want everything immediately. We don't necessarily want to work for it. But if we want to achieve success, if we want to achieve wealth, if we want to achieve the fruits of our labor, then we have to be willing to work for it. And not only does this book give you like the information about the king or about the god, what he was, it gives you the upright, it gives you the reverse, and then this paragraph down at the bottom says, like, it gives you the way that you can turn it upright to be able to see your projects come to fruition. You know, add a little bit of spontaneity to it, add a little bit of enthusiasm and joy that's not necessarily going to knock you off track. Have fun with it. Don't be afraid to be a little bit weird, a little bit fun, and a little bit enjoyable, so that you can find that joy that makes you want to continue this path. Which, you know, that's maybe why I add tarot decks to my collection all the time, because you get bored a little bit and you want to add something new. So I'm really excited to add this deck to my collection. Like I said, if you want a reading with this deck, there's the fancy gold edges again. It's just so pretty. If you want a reading with this deck or any of the decks in my collection, you know, again, feel free to comment on this video, send me a message on either of the socials. All of that information will be down below. And you can always book one directly on my website as well. So as always, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This deck is so pretty. I don't have any like it, so it's really cool to add it in my collection. If you want to add it to yours, that link will be in the description below as well. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.